Buenas tardes, queridos amigos de Sitges, algún zombie también por aquí en la sala. Hoy tenemos otro encuentro de nuestros invitados que estamos haciendo en esta sala, de los invitados que este año han vuelto a Sitges, que estamos disfrutando de ellos. Hoy nada menos que Robert Englund, un mito del cine fantástico, un mito del cine en general, protagonista de muchísimas películas, no solamente de una, sino de muchas, una saga evidentemente famosísima de Pesadilla en Elm Street, donde ha encarnado quizá al villano más cool y divertido de la historia del cine de terror, pero también muchísimas otras películas, y también incluso como director, 976 Evil, que es una película que yo personalmente me parece súper reivindicable en su trabajo de director. Y para una generación de los que somos mayores, Robert Englund fue el bueno de Google, que eso fue muy importante para nuestra vida, de que había un lagarto extraterrestre que era bueno, eso molaba mucho. Así que un actor versátil, inteligente, lleno de humor, un creador de cine, una presencia, un mito que tenemos aquí con nosotros, y os voy a dejar con Robert Sánchez Navarro, como siempre, para que circule este encuentro, y gracias por la presencia, gracias también a los equipos de traducción, que son muy importantes, y gracias a Patricia porque coordina y su equipo muy bien este espacio para todos nosotros. Así que gracias, Sitges. Thank you, Robert.
Decía que antes de empezar, me gustaría haceros una propuesta que creo que hace que todo sea mucho más fácil, mucho más fluido y mucho más agradable. ¿Hay alguien a quien sea imposible seguir la charla de Mr. Englund en inglés? Lo digo porque tenemos a Marina que traduce, pero si tenemos que traducir todo lo que él diga, se va a hacer muy pesado. No muy pesado, va a ser muy interesante, pero va a ser mucho más corto. Puede decir la mitad de cosas. Entonces lo que podemos hacer es, por supuesto, cualquier intervención que queráis hacer se puede hacer en castellano en catalán. Marina se traducirá a la señora Englund, pero ahorrémonos la... Puede hacerlo, podemos hacerlo. Lo intentamos. ¿Os parece bien? Genial. Pues haremos la... Bueno, yo creo que todo lo que pueda hacer, Ángel me ha dicho, yo voy a llevar esto, yo creo que no tiene sentido, es decir, sois muchísimas personas. Yo creo que podemos empezar directamente lanzando una pregunta y empezamos la charla. Es un encuentro, literalmente, con lo cual aquí lo tenéis. A no ser que quieran hacer algo antes.
No, es el primero pregunta.
Pues la primera pregunta la tenemos allí, perfecto. Tenemos tiempo, por lo cual no creo que nadie se quede sin...
Hi Robert, thank you, nice to meet you.
Hola.
La pregunta sí que te la voy a hacer. Bueno, a lo largo de las décadas te has convertido en un referente dentro del género fantástico, un icono del terror, pero ya antes habías hecho otras muchas cosas antes de la llegada de Freddy Krueger, y a mí me gustaría saber dos cosas. La primera de ellas es cómo te enrolaste en precisamente V, y la segunda es, todos sabemos que Freddy mata a través de los sueños, pero ¿qué es lo que asola, qué es lo que atormenta a Robert Englund en sus sueños, en sus pesadillas? Gracias.
Well, concerning how I got the role in V, The Visitors, it was a traditional audition in Hollywood. It was a traditional audition in Hollywood, and it was for Kenneth Johnson, the creator of The Incredible Hulk, Bionic Woman, Bionic Man, Bionic Peril. And I was asked to play an alien who had been sent from a foreign planet to the Middle East, but accidentally wound up in Los Angeles, California, and therefore was translating from an alien language in his head to Middle Eastern language, and then to English, and he would make mistakes. We call that a malaprop, and it's a great comedy trope, a comedy trick that's been used in theater and films forever. I think most notably in The Importance of Being Earnest, the famous play by Oscar Wilde. And I did not have a clue how to play this alien, really. And I asked Kenneth Johnson, I said, what should I do? And he said, 2 words, Gene Wilder. So I channeled Gene Wilder in my audition, and that's how I got the role.
Necesitamos traducción de la película. No, vamos a la siguiente.
And the second part of this gentleman's question was about what scares me. And without getting political or doomsday scenario, I'll give the honest, easy one. I don't like snakes. But I did a low-budget horror movie, Say I'm a Python. And this was after Anaconda. And even though we were a low-budget movie, our special effects were more sophisticated than the effects in Anaconda, because we had figured out a way to improve the technology. My character was a herpetologist, a reptile expert, and they gave me a baby python to carry around with me like my little mad scientist friend. And they put a sock with a shoelace on the sock over my arm and in my armpit, in the warmth, the heat of my armpit. And that's where she would stay in between takes. And then I would take her out and she would coil around my hand, and I would pet her, like this. And that's when I got over my fear of snakes. I'm fear-free.
Bueno, creo que ha estado bien la anécdota. ¿Qué más?
Aquí.
Aquí, sí.
Casi.
Hi, Robert. I want to ask you about the script treatment you wrote in 85, 86 about for the third nightmare movie, Freddy's Dollhouse. You remember that?
In 85, 86.
Yeah, you wrote a script treatment about I don't know if it was a prequel of the original, but it was called Freddy's Dollhouse.
The script I wrote
Yeah.
would have been at the same time as they were preparing Nightmare 3, The Dream Warriors. And my idea was the character from Nightmare 1, Tina, who is dragged on the ceiling and killed in front of her lover by Freddy, that her sister, a college student at the university, always wanted to solve her sister's death, Tina's death. How did that happen? What happened? And the movie would have been her trying to solve the killing of Tina like a girl detective, like Nancy Drew, and trying to, and discovering all of the backstory of Freddy Krueger and the Elm Street children.
Thank you.
And they never made it.
Why not?
I actually have seen some of my ideas in the other Nightmare movies. There are no secrets in Hollywood.
Pregunto.
Okay.
Tenemos aquí nos pide el micro.
Sí, hola. Yo tenía curiosidad por su faceta de director. ¿Por qué no la ha explotado más? No sé si es que no se ha sentido a gusto o no ha tenido simplemente la oportunidad. Gracias.
I should probably direct more theater. Pero películas, directing movies, that you always hear in the back of your head, you hear tick-tock. Every minute is money. Cada minuto es dinero. And you're always fighting that. And it's almost like getting an ulcer, an upset stomach with the tension. When you're an actor, that moment that you act in front of the camera and the director and the crew, that's your time. But when you're a director, it seems it's everybody's time. And it's a tension that I don't enjoy. I love post-production. After the movie has been shot, and you go in the dark room, and you have a scene that doesn't quite work, and you put in a dog barking, or a sad whistle of a train in the distance, or the sound of a sprinkler in the summer watering a lawn. As Joni Mitchell put it, the hissing of summer lawns. And sometimes just that little bit of sound, just the magic of putting that in the background of a scene can make it come alive. And I love, doing the alchemy of post-production. I never thought I would. But pre-production, you have so many meetings about things that no one listens to you. And then when you're shooting, that terrible clock, tick-tock, always going in the back of your brain. I just decided that I needed to back off from directing film. I was supposed to do a big movie a couple of years ago based on a Russian folktale. And I used up a lot of energy. My wife Nancy and I spent over a year scouting locations in Italy. And I used up a lot of my asks, my juice, my my personality and friends and favors to get people like Christopher Lee, Donald Sutherland, and Amanda Plummer, and other actors to be in my movie. And then the recession hit, and the money all went away. And so did a year of my life. And I'm not getting any younger, So it's hard for me to invest myself in that kind of development now. I just like to go where I'm wanted, where I'm asked. I'll go home when I get back from Sitges. I go immediately to work doing voiceovers for DreamWorks. And I have a new Halloween horror show about the history of horror in the cinema called The Compendium of Horror on the Epix channel. You can all see it now. And I love doing the narration on that. We use the Universal Archives. We have images you've never seen of Carlo Lugosi, Lon Chaney, Elsa Lancaster, the Bride of Frankenstein. Great stuff. So I just sort of go where I want it now. And I love to be wanted. It's just
You are. And we are eager to watch that documentary, that show.
Compendium of Horror. El título.
Okay.
Compendium of Horror on Epix channel.
Perfect. We know.